record. Good evening, everyone out there on my YouTube channel. And I want to thank you guys for being with us this evening. We got a special guest with me tonight. Looking very forward to the conversation that we're going to have. And as you can tell by the background and the music that I have playing, this video is going to be a little bit different than what you guys are normally used to from what I do. Now, the cool thing, well, I'll get to that in a second, but I want to thank those who have subscribed to the channel. I appreciate it. I like to do different things. Since I woke up from Watchtower, I'm able to have an open mind and I can explore different things that I find interesting. And one thing about it, when you do have an open mind, you're allowed to take what resonates with you, and what doesn't resonate with you, you just push it to the side. You don't even have to worry about it. And that's going to be the setup for tonight's video. Is it's going to be a little bit different. And if it speaks to you, it speaks to you. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But I'm here to just do the best I can to help others, live a wonderful life, be happy, protect your energies, and different things like that. So without further ado, I want to introduce Miss Ireland Clark to the channel. Welcome to the channel, Ireland. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited.
Yes, I'm excited to have you too. Now, you have your own YouTube channel.
Yes.
So
yes.
What is the first thing you say when you get in your videos, when you go live, or what's the first thing you do to folks? Come on, do it. Introduce yourself the way you do on your videos.
My name is Ireland Clark, and I am your consciousness coach.
There it is. There it is. Your consciousness coach. And,
yes.
And what is it that you like to do on your channel, Ireland?
Yeah, I like to talk about consciousness, help people, shadow aspects, teach people about health and wellness. I think that's a big part of consciousness as well. So taking care of the temple. And I like talking also esoteric stuff. So stuff about the ascension, stuff about the light body, light workers, star seeds, all that, woo-woo stuff. But as time goes on, it's starting to become less woo-woo. So just, a general basis, everything that has to do with consciousness and expanding out, opening your mind, out of the boxes that we've been kind of imprisoned in.
Yeah, and the thing is interesting, a lot of my viewers are ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. And right. So you did not grow up as a JW, correct?
Correct.
So you didn't have that indoctrination put on you like most of myself and my viewers have had to deal with.
Exactly. I didn't have any sort of religion on top of me. Like my parents left Jehovah's Witnesses right when I was born. So I think they went to like some spiritual church, but it wasn't really anything that was super you got to do this, you got to do that. I was pretty open-minded. So that I was blessed in that way. That's
awesome. That's awesome. I know for me, when I woke up from the indoctrination of Jehovah's Witnesses, there was a lot of things I was scared to look at, different rabbit holes. And I was like, man, I don't need to be going down that rabbit hole. That's not where I need to be. But it happened about September of last year, 2020, that I started watching a YouTuber who basically talked about raising your consciousness, ascending from a 3D to a 5D. And I'll be honest, she said that she channels the Galactic Federation. Okay, now for me, I was like, oh my God, this lady says she talks to aliens. So, okay, that doesn't resonate with me. Let me put that to the side and let me just listen to the message.
Right.
And so when I started listening to the message, I was like, well, you know what? This stuff's pretty good. This actually, it speaks to me. It's helping me stay grounded. It's helping me open my mind to different things to look at in this world. And so that's one reason I wanted to have you on this evening, was to basically, for the folks that are waking up from the indoctrination of Jehovah's Witnesses, to not be scared to open your mind a little bit and think about some things. So that's why I wanted to have you on tonight, because one of the first questions I had was, when we talk about raising our vibrations, what does that mean to you?
Well, everything in this universe is energy, frequency, and vibration. If you want to know the secrets of the universe, that's what Tesla said. So, we're energetic beings. We have a personal vibrationary frequency. And depending on the types of thoughts we have, the types of foods we're intaking, it really makes it so you either go up in a vibration or down in a vibration. And a lot of the things that we've been programmed, even outside of just religion itself, has kept us in a low vibrational state. A lot of the thought patterns, a lot of the ways of being, and so that's why there's all this talk about raising the vibration, because it's time to level up. It's time to be better, not only for us but for a species, for a collective.
Right.
So it's really exciting.
Yeah. Now, how would you, so we got the definition of what a vibration is. How can people recognize that this is going on, and how can they work on raising their own vibrations?
Yeah, so there's actually something scientifically that they can measure the vibrations of the earth. It's called the Schumann resonance, and it's actually showing the vibration of the planet increasing. So it's actually scientifically getting proven. And since we are beings of earth, like cells on Mother Gaia, us ourselves are raising in vibration. So to make the process easier, because I think all of us are just naturally raising our vibration as time goes on, but to make it a lot easier so you're not resisting it as much, I think there's a lot of things that go into it. Definitely working on the subconscious mind, breaking out of limiting belief systems, breaking out of, like I said, those boxes that we've been put into. That's really going to help, like cultivating unconditional love back into your heart. I think we've been lacking a lot of that. We've been in a lot of the low vibrations of fear, shame, guilt, anger. And so to raise your vibration, you got to break out of that. You got to do the shadow work. You got to see why you're holding on to this denseness, to this survival mode, to all this fear when it's not real. The fear is false evidence appearing real.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's an illusion what we've been living in. It's not true. It's kept us asleep. It's kept us in a lot of pain and suffering. And I'm not saying it's not necessary. We grow from that, but it's time now to, take it to the next level, not live in such dark times anymore. I feel like we're leaving this dark cycle that we've been in for a long time, and we're kind of entering into this whole new energy, this new age.
Yeah, I think too, a lot of people, they're used to the status quo. They're used to the way their life has always been. And
Right.
and it's hard for people to make changes, because we know that once you get in your comfort zone, a lot of people don't want to come out of that comfort zone. But you have to look at what is in there with you inside your comfort zone. Is it low vibrations? Is it that dense energy that just keeps people down? And I think in the society that we're in right now, the situation we're in with the world, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anxiety. People are worried. They have really a lot of folks have no hope for the future. And they just, I don't know, it's just tough to break through to folks like that and say, hey, you know what? You can open your mind. You can change the way you look at things. You don't have to, keep believing the things that you've been taught. Do some research, find some different things out.
No, exactly. And that's what's hard, is what we're seeing right now is a dark night of the soul on earth. There's people that they're not wanting to change, but they're being forced to change because we're in a pivotal time. You can see it. Things are not the same as they were. There's a whole there's a whole infrastructure that's falling. We're in, Revelations, we're in the apocalypse, but apocalypse emanates from the word apocalypte, which means lifting of the veil. So what's happening is all of the veils, all the illusionary world, the Maya, is being lifted. The illusion and Medea, the goddess of illusion, all of it's being exposed so that we wake up, so that we change for the better for the planet. Because if we don't change our vibration and we don't ascend, we will go extinct. That's the road we're headed. We're a parasite on this planet. The way we've been treating it, the way we've been treating each other, it's been very toxic, not only to planet Earth itself, but to us. And so it's like, people are either going to do this work and go with the flow, and it's gonna be hard. A lot of people are resisting it right now. They're not wanting to see it. They're saying, no, I refuse, I don't want to look at it. But things are going to start heating up as time goes on. Things are going to, it's going to get harder and harder to resist what is coming. And that's what I feel intuitively.
Yeah, I feel that too. And it's crazy because when you're indoctrinated, I mean, it really puts you in a box that you're afraid to get out of. And
Right.
When I woke up from Watchtower, I was like, oh great, I've survived and left that cult. But then when I woke up and I started doing more research on everything, I was like, holy crap, the whole world seems like a cult, because it just did. I mean, you look at all the the lies that have been told to the people, the hate that goes on with everybody, and people fighting against each other because of ideological preferences. And it's like, is it really necessary for us to have so much hate, so much animosity towards each other? Why can't we just look at a bigger picture and realize there's a force out there that is controlling how we act or how they want us to act, and we just fall right into it? So how do you think people can help fight that within themselves?
I think really being open, first of all, like really being open to other aspects of thinking, that's going to be helping to break out of cognitive dissonance. And second thing, I think, is to really look within, because I think a lot of it is like an internal game, like you even just doing the inner work, you clearing your own baggage, your own shadow self, you are raising the frequency of the planet by you doing that. Because again, we're like cells on Mother Gaia. So as we change our frequency, that's enough. And we're helping the world. So it's not, we don't need to be so like, what are we going to do? We need to go out. And it's like, it can be so simple to just do this inner work, to go within, really figure out what it is that you need to release,
Yeah,
so that you're a person.
Yeah, I know with me, one thing that I've experienced, we talked about, our bodies giving off vibrations. And,
Yes.
and for the folks that, are watching, think about it when you're walking, in a store, in the grocery store or whatever, and you pass somebody and you get that weird feeling like, oh my God, you're like, I got a weird feeling off that dude. That's because the energy that they're putting off, you can feel it. Or if you pass somebody and they're like, you hit it off real well, that's because the energies are matching up. And so I just found it very interesting, so like I said, from waking up from Watchtower to even talk about this subject, because I think a lot of people find it taboo. They they find us woo-woo or crazy, but it's actually, like you said, scientifically proven with a lot of this stuff.
Exactly. The electromagnetic field, it extends 15 feet out around you. And that's, again, it's not woo woo, it's scientifically proven. And so we're at a point where it's like, there's a lot of things you just can't deny anymore. It's getting so obvious. People are starting to see the nature of this reality, how the universal laws work. The CIA just confirmed thoughts create reality. So things are being put out there, but it's up to the person as an individual, their free will, to either accept it or not. We all have our own free will at this point. So, but I think, again, like, yeah, raise your vibration, send those good vibes out. If you're helping the planet, you're helping the people around you, you're being of service. And that's what we're shifting out of, is like this materialism, parasitic energy towards others, competition, me versus you, we're separate. separation is an illusion. We need to start bringing back unity consciousness. We have to, if we want to beat this cabal, this deep state stuff, we have to come together.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been preaching that a lot on my Facebook page, that the people, we have to unite. Now, we don't have to agree,
right?
We just have to unite on the true values of what we hold dear, our family, our friends, you know, showing true love and care for others instead of this fake, unconditional, low vibration love.
Right. No, exactly. It's like, that's what I say. I'm like, we don't all need to see through the same lens. We're all unique. We all can have our own belief systems, but just be a good person, you know, just have some good values. That's what we need back on this planet, is some good values. And I'm not saying there's no good values. I'm just saying there's been a lot of people who just don't see what's they really have, you know, because they're stuck in the matrix way of thinking that it's just, you have to be, you know, in this constant survival mode. That's how I see it. It's like just fear, fear, fear. And that's what a lot of these entities feed on, is fear. And so the more we raise our vibration and stop being food for these beings, you know, the more they're going to lose their power. And that's what we see happening as well. They're losing their power. People are starting to wake up. You're seeing it all around you. Are healing themselves. There's people like Dr. Joe Dispenza, who's talking about the healing powers of neuroplasticity. Again, proving it scientifically. So they know that, you know, this is their last grab for power, the dark ones, you know, because it's game over. The light's gonna win. The light's gonna win. You know.
Yeah, I've been saying that I know what the outcome is going to be. I just don't know the steps and all the intricacies, I guess you could say, of how this stuff is going to work out. But you know, one thing I thought about a couple of weeks ago was, people are so indoctrinated, they're so stuck in a box, as we said again, that the power that the media has, the power that these corrupt politicians and big businesses have to, you know, hover over people, keep them pushed down, and to scare, that is a powerful force. Because look at how fearful people are in the world. So if that dark power, that dark energy is so strong, how much stronger can the light and the good be for us?
Right. And I think it's going to keep getting stronger. Like, personally, this is what I believe. I think that the sun, you know, the sun has light codes. And it has, you know, it activates certain parts of our DNA. That's why people like Bill Gates and them are trying to block out the sun. They're putting the chemtrails in the sky because they don't want us accessing those light codes that activate us. Light codes are information to our DNA to help wake us up to a lot of things that are already embedded in our cellular memory. So I think that they talk about great solar flashes. They talked about the one that happened the 21st, the conjunction, which started off the age of Aquarius, the new age. And so nothing can stop what's coming. Like, that's the message I want to give people, is that even though it looks like they're winning, they're not. This energy is coming in, whether they want it or not, whether they try to block out the sun, it's coming in. And just like, you know, like when you're sick, when you have like something, a virus in you, what does your body do? It starts a fever, and all the bad gets killed. All the bad goes away. Only the good stays. So I think that is what is happening, is the light codes are going to start coming in. There's going to be more solar flashes, and it's going to pretty much get rid of what is not ready to ascend with Earth in this new cycle.
Yeah,
it's going to.
You go ahead.
That's all I'm going to say. It's going to, you know, burn metaphorically. You know, it's not going to be able to be in these high vibrations that Earth is ascending to the fifth dimension.
The only thing I could think about when you said that section was going to the beach. Everybody loves going to the beach. And the biggest thing is they're like, oh, I feel free. I can relax. I can, you know, it takes me away from my normal day of life. I feel comfortable. Just give me a drink with an umbrella in it or whatever, and sit there and soak up some rays. So that goes to prove what you just said, that having that light at the beach just makes everybody feel better.
It does. I love the beach. I love going to the beach. You're on the sand, you're grounding with Mother Earth with the negative ions. So I think it's very, very important. So definitely get out in the sun, but don't use the toxic sunscreen. Just a little hint, always use like organic sun. That's another deep state thing. They want to, sorry,
It's okay.
my phone. They want to, you putting bad chemicals on your skin, which those sort of things can lower your vibration as well. So
I didn't even think about that. Sunscreen being an issue.
mm-hmm. They're one step ahead. They're always thinking one step ahead. They know all this information. They know how our body reacts to the sunlight. And so they're always doing things to try to block us from getting this information. That's why they put fluoride in the water. They're blocking our pineal gland. Fluoride absorbs the fastest to the pineal gland. And that's our seat of the soul. They know what's up.
Wow. Like I said, this whole subject has been very intriguing to me because I'm just like, I never thought about it before. And then when you do hear about it and you start looking at it and listening to some of the message, it actually brings you, for me, it brings me an inner peace, it really changes how you look at the world.
Yes.
It really does. Because I'm going to tell you, it's hard to go into town or into public doing work and just go back to quote normal, knowing what I know now.
Right? Your third eye's open.
Yeah. It's like I look around and I just see people walking around, they literally look like zombies to me because they're suppressing their energies.
I know.
And it's sad. It's actually sad a little bit. So
I know. That's one thing I just, I do question that too. I'm like, what is it going to take for some people to wake up, and that it's just, that's the thing is I think more things are going to continue to be revealed, more and more stuff. But what we have to just keep at the forefront is that this too shall pass. And that it has to be revealed, just like COVID, it had to happen for so many people to wake up.
Yeah.
So many up last year because they saw. So always try to alchemize the situation. Always try to see the good in the bad, even though it can look really bad. Know that it's happening for a reason. There's a divine plan, and there will be a victory of the light. That's what you have to keep in your heart.
Yeah, that's what I believe. And one thing that a message I've been trying to get across to folks is be careful of the distractions, especially in the media. The media will throw one story out after another just to distract people, to cause friction with people, whether it be a race story or an immigrant story. They're always throwing something out there to divide people and to get them arguing with one another. And people got to be careful of that. They got to recognize that and realize that that's what they're doing. And we got to fight against it.
Exactly. It's like have discernment, but don't get too sucked down, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to put fear out. They're trying to create that energy for them to be able to feed on, when people are in those frantic states. And so you got to make sure you're getting out into nature, you're grounding yourself through these times. It's really important.
I know that there's been times I've been on the phone so much over the last 2 years with my different types of activism I do, but I do it when I actually set my phone down and I get out there and I do my yard work or I just go hang out by the lake. It is very refreshing. And I think people, they actually need to set time aside to go do that. Go get involved in Mother Nature, do things out there that are unhooked from technology. I think that's very healing to do that.
Yes, I think so too. I think that people can get very glued to the phone. I'm a victim of that too. So I have to make sure to take time out, go within, get away from distractions. And also, see the beauty, have that balance. I'm not saying it's, to not look at the bad stuff. You need to have discernment, but, also see through the lens of what you've been blessed with, how grateful you are for this life. You woke up and you're alive and you're breathing, and, you know, spend time with the ones you love and tell them what you feel and connect to your heart. That's also very important during this time, because we can't just always be in this fear timeline. We have to be, you know, also trying to elevate ourselves into this new earth, this new reality that we're constructing as a collective. We create the collective consciousness with our thoughts. So, you know, also be aware that you have a part in these new timelines that are coming in.
And I think another thing that I try to do is, you know, I can't go to Washington, make changes. I can't, you know, do the big stuff. But what I can do is how I handle myself on a daily basis and how I interact with people. So when I go out in the public and interact with folks, I try to have that, I'm in a good mood, things are great, I'm glad to be alive, I can breathe fresh air, and I'm just trying to be happy-go-lucky whenever I go out. And I tell you, when I do that, it's amazing some of the cool conversations that I have, or I'll get a smile back at me, or something good happens. And I think if people were able to imagine, just imagine, you walk into a store and everybody has that attitude.
Right? Seriously.
I mean, that's what we're talking. That right there changes the world. We can change the world with just how we treat one another, how we treat ourselves. You know, that I just think about that sometimes, because how many times you go to the store, you just see people walking around like somebody just kicked their dog, or, you know, they ate something bad for breakfast.
Right?
They just look so blah.
Exactly. They're programmed in that like victim and like those low vibrations. That's just, and it's no one's fault. It's just the way we've been acting in this matrix, and we've been like birthed in, but we forget all of the other aspects of life through, you know, the 9 to 5 and all the craziness and the stress, and then the craziness in the world. We forget the small things. So I think, yeah, it's important to just do the little things, like go to the store, have an intention to give love, to put love into, like, make someone's day, because people really, I think at the end of the day, people just need love. Yeah. I think love, truly, that's my motto.
I think an exercise, and this would be kind of interesting, I don't know how I would track it or whatever, but people could do it personally. When you go out for your day, try to see how many people you can make smile.
Amen.
Just see how many people you can make smile in one day. You might be shocked. And not only will you acting that way, or displaying that spirit, it's going to make you feel better inside too, because you're doing for others and you don't really even know it. Let me turn that down.
Oh, you're good. That's what I'm saying. Like, be the light. That's, you know, all of what those great ascended masters did, is they just embodied the light, and everywhere they go, they were vibrating at such a high level. They would walk in a room and people would be healed. Like, that's the power we hold, is to have those profound transformations within, and then to be of service to the world. And it's really that simple, just being a guide for others, giving love to others. That's the mission. That's really what it comes down to, and you really, you know, pinpoint all of this craziness.
Yeah.
So
for folks that think that some of this stuff is crazy, and, oh, Jimmy, now you've gone into the spiritual world. You know what? No, not really. I'm just trying to be a good person and make people happy. That's literally all I'm trying to do.
It could really be that simple. You don't need it, like, for the viewers on here who may be a little lost, you don't need to go so far into all this stuff. It's like, I like it because I'm interested in it, but at the end of the day, just be the love and be the light. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so we didn't want to make the video too long this evening, so, because I'm sure we could sit here and talk for an hour or two about some of this stuff, because I have a lot of questions. We might have to do a follow-up. We'll see what the viewers think, see if they like our video. And we'll see if they want us to get back and do another one and go a little bit deeper into some of the stuff that you've talked about, because we've talked personally and you've said some stuff that blew my mind. Okay. I cannot tell you how many times my mind has been blown in the last 2 years. Okay. So, because there's just so much out there that people can learn. I'm 48 now, and it's like, I literally feel like I have a brand new life right now.
Aww.
It's amazing. It's just, I look at things so much differently now. And I don't want to argue with people, you know, especially when it comes to my political activism and I put stuff out there and I got somebody, you know, and I'm like, dude, I just put the information out there. Just go check it out for yourselves. I'm not here to tell you what to believe, you know? So,
Exactly.
but anyway, so let's go ahead and wrap it up. Let me ask you this question. If you ran across someone that has never looked into this area, what would you suggest to them on where they could start learning about this stuff and how to ascend from a 3D to a 5D consciousness?
I guess it just depends on like how open they are, but if they're open and they're willing, you know, if they really are willing to, you know, want to dive deep a little bit down the rabbit hole, like specifically like certain people, I would start looking into just to kind of help with the breaking out of the box thinking into spirituality, to go more of the, you know, into the sciencey part. I think that is like a bridge between. So, you know, finding people like Dr. Joe Dispenza, his books like Becoming Supernatural, You Are the Placebo. This is science-based factual evidence. So, you know, this is what's going to help people kind of understand like, okay, this stuff is backed up. It's not just out there. And it's a lot, especially with people who have been so brainwashed. You know, again, they don't want to fall into another cult of belief systems. They want to know that what they're doing this time is not going to take them down another 10-year spiral of their life waste. So I think really, really important people, Dr. Joe, Bruce Lipton, just a more practical spirituality to start off with, I think is key. And then if you feel called to, you can go more into the esoteric stuff, the light workers, the star seeds, the different, you know, star systems, different aliens. I think, you know, but it takes a little bit to get to that point, if that's your path, you know.
We may have to do a video on star seeds and light workers. We've had conversation about that, and it's very interesting. I was told about, I think you know what, I was actually told it before I actually went down this road last September. It was like June or July last year. One of my dear friends who knows me pretty well, she said, Jimmy, you realize you're a star seed, right? And I'm like, a what? What are you talking about? I don't even know what that is. And so then when I went down that road in September and they started talking about, I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly what I'm doing. So it's crazy. It just baffles my mind sometimes. So but
you're bridging the gap between two worlds.
Yeah, you definitely are, because you know, like I said, when I go out in public, it's not the same as it was 2 or 3 years ago. I don't feel the same way I did when I go out, because I was just focused on work, career. I was stuck on that hamster wheel, you know.
Right.
And I think that's what they use. They use that hamster wheel to keep us so busy and so conditioned that these dark powers can basically do what they need to do to control us. And then they take that power. So it's good that they're losing it now.
They are losing it. And it's like, nothing can stop what's coming.
I love that. I love that phrase. Absolutely love that phrase. So, all right. Well, hey, excellent conversation with you tonight, Ireland.
Yes.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It took us a while to get together. You know, I put the message out. We were going to do a video, and it's like 3 weeks later we finally get to do it. So Hey, that's what happens when you're busy and, you know, trying to help heal the world.
Right, I know. Divine, it was perfect tonight. The divine timing. We have an eclipse coming up, the 26th full moon. So I think this energy is what people need right before this new energy coming in. So
Yeah, I agree. I wanted to do something tonight that would try to give people, you know, some positive vibes, you know, let them know that everything is not dark and gloomy. It doesn't have to be.
no.
And so all right, so great. We'll go ahead and close it up. To my viewers, I think Ireland's going to put this on her page. Are you going to put it on your channel too?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so for my viewers, if you want to check out more of Ireland's videos, go to Ireland Clark, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that is, I'm getting so wound up. That is her YouTube channel, Ireland Clark. I'll put a link in the description, and check her videos out. She's got some really good stuff. I've probably watched about 15 of them, and I've learned something new out of each one of them. So Ireland, I want to thank you for the work that you're doing. You're doing amazing work. You're helping people. I read your comments. I look at what people are saying to you. So you have a nice little following there, and you're helping a lot of people. And on behalf of humanity, I want to say thank you for your service.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. You're doing your work too. So I
So
having me on and everything. It's been
yeah,
great.
it's been a lot of fun. And then maybe one day after, maybe, you know, I do the roundtable with Deasis. And
Okay.
so maybe after he sees this video, he might have some questions. So maybe we might have to have you on the roundtable as well to talk about that. That will be an interesting conversation between you and Deasis. That would be very interesting. So, but so hey, everybody, if you like what we've done, hit like. Check out Ireland's channel, subscribe to that. If you like mine, subscribe. You know, it's totally up to you. We're just trying to bring some information to help folks through a dark time, because we are living in very, very unusual times in the world right now. And we've really got to do everything we can to be that light, you know, not only for others, but for ourselves, because it will heal us. It will make us feel 100% better, and actually will give you a purpose in life. And because, you know, hey, Ireland, life's a beautiful thing, right?
It is. It is beautiful. What a time to be alive.
I know, right? There's so much going on. You know, there are times I do get frustrated. I'm like, oh my God, come on, come on. But I know everything has its time and place, and things will be revealed when they need to be. So, but anyway, all right. So guys and gals, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We love you very much. And if you like this video, spread it out there. We want to spread positivity and just good vibes for everyone. So we thank you so much, and hope you all have a wonderful evening. And don't forget to enjoy your life every day. Thank you. Thank you, Ireland.
Yep. Peace out.